Australia's September GDP figures will be released later this morning, and economists are expecting a tough set of numbers. Joining me now is our business reporter, Edward Boyd. Ed, lockdowns, construction bans, supply chain shortages are all expected to reduce economic activity in that quarter.
They sure are. Look, we're expecting a pretty tough set of economic numbers coming up here in about an hour and a half's time. But look, it's really a factor of the Delta strain really stopping business in Australia for really 3 months of that whole September quarter. The construction ban was for 2 weeks in both Sydney and Melbourne. People were at home. They were saving money, which they're now spending in the fourth quarter, but they were saving a lot of money. There was a huge decline in household consumption expected in the September quarter, and that decline in household consumption and household expenditure is the main thing that's expected to push economic growth down. And we've got some predictions here from the big four bank economists, along with the consensus from Bloomberg. And you can see it's minus 3%, minus 3.3%. The consensus is a 2.5% decline for September. Going on to the next slide, you can see in the year to the end of September, it is going to be a positive year for economic growth of roughly 3% is the consensus numbers, but it doesn't take away from the fact that the September quarter is going to be one of the worst quarters on record for Australia's economy.
All right. Okay, at least that's in the rear view vision mirror. But historically, how bad is that fall expected to be?
Well, this morning I had a look through the ABS's spreadsheets, looking back through all of our quarters of growth since 1959 when records began. The worst quarter was last year, June last year. It was minus 7%. But have a look at this. June 1974, there was a stock market crash which put the world into a recession. June 1979, and in the 80s and the late 70s, it was all about the oil price causing also a recession. So you can see there, the worst quarter on record is minus 7%. If we get minus 2.5% today, then it will be the second worst quarter economically on record in Australia. But you did say, Laura, the good news is we're in the fourth quarter now. Everyone's been saving money. They're back out. They're spending money. We've just had the Black Friday sales. Roughly $5 billion went through the tills. People are back in restaurants, cafes. Expect the bounce back in Q4 to be roughly 4%. So it looks like we're in a W-shaped recovery right now, which is good.
Right. We just don't want it to be an extension of that, like a squiggly line or anything. But Ed, I love it when you end on a positive note. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Laura.